Well, everybody, here we are with the latest paint job I've done on something. This is a Marmit. It was the glow-in-the-dark edition. It was all pink and ugly and bright, and you couldn't see any of the details. But this is, of course, anybody that knows, Audrey II from the movie Little Shop of Horrors. Now, I guess you could say it's from the play, from the old movie from the 50s, but this is specifically from the 1986 version with, Rick Moranis and John Candy and God knows who else, Steve Martin, bunch of people in it. But this one, what we're looking at today is the Audrey II plant. And the layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of paintwork that I did to make this rascal look remotely. I like the little posture, like he's like, contemplating. And this thing was a lot of work. I don't mind that, though. The potted part was the easiest. Getting the pot color was a nailer. I had that. I had the color. I had a perfect shade. It was easy. I did it. I says, we're just going with that. Getting the detail in the leaves and the surface, all that stuff, all those shades. Like, for instance, one of the things, and by the way, these are little posable vines, which is really nice. You can kind of turn them. Yeah, there's blues in there. I was like looking at the movie. This thing has different forms and different shapes all through the movie. So, if you see it, there's a little baby version, and then this is meant to be one that's about, I guess, 5 to 6 feet tall. And so, as a result, I've got one guy that's sort of in scale. Commissioner Gordon, my McFarlane Commissioner Gordon, he's kind of in scale. Poor guy. He's out of his league. He's out of his element. He doesn't know what to do. But there's Commissioner Gordon there with the Audrey, and it's like, that's probably close to the scale that this version of Audrey is supposed to be. So we'll save poor Gordon any further. Don't get too curious. That thing opens. Yeah, we'll see here. We'll go, yeah, and don't think I didn't put some time in there. Let's see if I can get it. It sort of locks. There we go. Yeah, look at all that. It's got the gross little greeblies in the background there. Let's see if I can get some light on that. Yeah, look at all that weird detail in there. Look at all that. That's one thing about watching the movie is I noticed it had all those gross back of the throat little tendons and things. And of course it had blue gums, if you want to call them gums. And just the colors, just the sheer amount of color. Gordon, we're going to get you out of the way. I don't want you, you're a little bit of a distraction there. And, but just the sheer color in there. Now, I used a variety of things. All this is hand painted with Vallejo paints. The only one that's for sure not a Vallejo is one of the most important colors on the whole model. And that's this right here. It's a pearlized Cratex purple. Now that purple came into play. I mean, you can see it. And believe it or not, using blue and pinks and different shades, is probably 30 shades of color in that mouth alone. Yeah, I want to make it talk so bad. I don't really do the voice very well. I don't know the movie that well. It's never been one of my favorite movies. It's okay. I mean, as a movie, I'm okay with it. A very good buddy of mine got me a Blu-ray copy of it with a director's cut, which was very entertaining. And I haven't seen it in, 30 years. It's just never been a movie that was on my radar. I liked The Plant. The Plant was kind of fun. But I never really got into the movie that much. But the fellow that wanted this repainted, it's like one of his favorite movies. And this was his GRAIL. I mean, like my Jaws shark, like my Bruce the Shark, is a GRAIL for me. A real quick aside, the day I'm recording this, the 24th of July, 2025, is exactly 50 years since I first saw Jaws. And this thing makes me think of Jaws a little bit. That mouth makes me think of Jaws. I mean, how funny would it be at the end of Jaws if instead of Bruce the shark jumping up out of the water to get on the boat, it had been Audrey II? How funny would that be? You know, hey, I'm coming aboard. What y'all got on going on? Sorry, that mixing and matching, I can't help but have a little fun with this thing. It is very fun. Cool mouth, cool head. Because it's a vinyl, it's a tricky vinyl piece. It does line up pretty well, but you have to kind of work with it. The head actually pivots. These tentacles actually turn and pose. And to me, when I was working on them, I kept feeling like these were little stalks of, not broccoli, but the other vegetable that, asparagus. That was it. It looked like pieces of asparagus to me somehow. But I mean, I started watching the movie and studying everything, and I would see like blue and these colors up underneath there. And I'm like, God, he's got a little collar around his neck, and I noticed like there's blue edging these little vein things, and he's a little pinker up here and more yellow down here. And if you don't notice things like that, it's really hard to get the colors right. And I always, you always see the lips painted real red. Well, they're not. They're kind of an orangey flesh tone. So, it's not like you think. Uh-oh, I hear something in the background. What is that? Oh, no. I have to remember, this guy has a song. Oh, yeah. We got to do a second or two of that. I don't want to run into any copyright problems. Yeah. That's Levi Stubbs that did the voice. Little piece of the song, I'm a Mean Green Mother. Anyway, I gotta kind of share this with everybody. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, that's half the character right there. What you're hearing, that's half the character of this plant. Villain. And this was a bad villain. Anyway, that's it. It's a lot of fun, a lot of hours, a lot of work, a lot of detail. Trying to do a little back view here. I don't think. Look at the blues and things in there. Bad. I'm doing this for my buddy. Yeah. If he could just get. That's for you, buddy. This was a lot of fun to paint. It means a lot to me, and it's real heartfelt, and I hope it satisfies all your dreams and everything you wanted. And just know, people, if you paint something like this, just sit down, because you're using a bunch of colors. A bunch of colors. I don't even want to start listing. It's ridiculous. Waves of washes, waves of colors, waves and waves and waves. The inside of the mouth is its own thing. I could look at it all day. Sorry, I just wanted to. Oh, and by the way, I want to make a quick thing. Frank Oz directed the movie, who's famous Muppeteer. Did Yoda and Fozzie the Bear and all these amazing, Muppets and puppets. And this was, of course, a giant puppet, and it's an amazing piece of work. If you've never seen the movie, the most amazing thing is before computers and before all that, this is a full-scale prop, and the mouth lip syncs these songs. I mean, it's in perfect sync. It doesn't just move, it sings. I mean, I don't know, I've never seen puppeteering like it. I could go on and on. This is ridiculous. I need to stop. Hope you enjoy this. If you like this video, hit a like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. You won't see things like this every day on my channel. But every now and then you just gotta see a mean green dude, huh? We'll leave it on that note. Who knows what he's up to. See y'all next time. Take care.